Michael Sanders says, Mike, you tripping. Conway's album is not top 5 this year. Stop it, bro. It's okay. Okay. Well, I
It's
guess
not in my
that's
top five either.
okay. Well, let me go to my top 5 real quick. Maybe I'm tripping.
You got 10 or you got five?
I'm sorry, I got 10.
Okay.
All right, so No Fear of Time is at my number 1.
Ditto.
Ghetto Gods is at my number 2.
That's where we're veering off already.
Hmm.
I actually have Che Noir's Food for Thought at number 2.
I got Food for Thought at number 3.
I got Ghetto Gods by Earth Gang at number 3. So our
Okay.
2 and our 3 are just flipped.
Hold on, let me get this chat going. Okay, and I got No Rest for the Wicked at 4.
No One Mourns the Wicked.
Yeah,
The Ransom.
yeah, the Ransom. I'm tripping. It's not No Rest
Yeah.
for the Wicked.
I thought it was No One Mourns the Wicked.
Nah.
About to find out live on TV.
Right.
No Rest. No, you're right. No Rest for the Wicked.
No Rest for the Wicked at 4. And I got God Don't Make Mistakes at 5.
So we're gonna have to quibble on that.
And then I
We'll
got
have to-
Mr. Morale at 6.
Oh, God! Mike, this is terrible.
This is terrible. And then
It's
I got
terrible.
It's Almost Dry at 7.
Oh, it's all bad. It's
Then
all
I
bad.
got
Guys, I
Tana
didn't contribute
Talks.
to this list. This is Mike's list. Coop's gonna give you his list in a minute. I
Okay.
didn't do this.
Then I got Tana Talks after that.
You got Tana Talk after It's Almost Dry?
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that after what I heard the other day.
Okay.
Tana Talk's the whole album.
777 I got by Mulatto after that
Mulatto.
at 9. And then I got Continuance at 10. Let me get to the super chat. I'm going to get to your list. LP says, y'all been showing Griselda mad love, but they rather be mad at B-Dot. How much bigger would A2HH be if they tweeted your video and reviews? Well, yeah. Can't argue with that.
Hold on. No. I'm gonna say something right quick.
Nah, Benny is showing love. I'll say.
No, sometimes people like to jump up here and remind us, be like, hey, never forget, y'all got y'all's following because y'all supported Nas and da. It's like, first of all, we didn't support Nas. We did the right thing by a hip-hop icon who's been getting castigated in the media for a long time. It's what other media outlets who are black-owned should be doing, except for, ain't none of those because them niggas is sellouts. All right, now that we got that covered, actually the main thing that we covered was that Griselda was actually on their comeuppance when we started this podcast. We've been singing their praises.
Yeah.
They have no reason to want to sing our praises back. That doesn't mean that we're not going to continue to sing theirs.
They're doing their job, and we're doing ours.
No. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. Well, in their minds, we're beneath them. You get what I'm saying? Like they're looking for the notoriety that's actually coming from the inverse of what we're doing. And so they're not going to shout us out. It doesn't behoove them to shout us out. Like, I know they know who we are. We've interviewed Love. I know these things. Like Mike.
Well, I know when we gave Benny MC of the Year or whatnot, you know, he reposted that. But again, that was before.
Armani, when we showed the Liz Love, Armani reposted it. Yeah. Mike, my daughter goes to the same high school that one of their kids just graduated from up here in my side of town because they got roots down here too. So it's like they even be up around my side of town, apparently. You feel me?
Yeah.
I done ran into dudes from BSF at the airport. You feel me? So it's like they know who we are. It's like, well, they don't feel like it behooves them to fuck with people like us. And that's cool.
Yeah, you know. Well, like you said, man, like when you were around,
like the top guys, like Benny, Westside, and Conway, like know who we are, but they don't feel like it behooves them to fuck with us. But they would get much more love if they did, though, because we the main. Like Mike, ain't nobody talked about Conway the past 2 years the way that I have.
No, you're right.
Including the dudes that he shouts out on record.
Yeah, and you've put him on all-time lists, and you know, and again, this is about our love for hip hop, man. It's not about us getting a pat on the head from anybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like. And we appreciate having the conversations with you guys just so we know we ain't tripping. We all hearing the same things here.
But what fam is saying is strong because they seeking support from niggas that don't really support their movement. But that's because they're trying to do something different with their movement. And I respect that. But it's like, oh, you got to be careful with that shit, fam. You know what I'm saying? Because here's what happens. Like, what if we get big enough to the point and their stock starts going down and then they want to talk to us then? We may not want to have that conversation.
Well, if you're putting out dope music, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want, I would like to keep it in the way where it's like, if niggas is making heat, we fucking with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it is
Like
what
when
it
we
is.
heard Love's other projects, I was like, we need to talk to her.
Yeah.
Like, cause she's fire. Same thing with Che. Like when I've been going back and peeking Che stuff, it's like I want to talk to her too. It's like anybody
Yeah.
who fire that want to talk to us, it's like I want to talk to them.
Let's do it.
Shit.
LP with the super chat says, "Facts, Coop. They want the mainstream love. If it was about the culture, they would be pumping the real hip hop sites and that are doing the culture right." Man with the super chat says, "You guys haven't heard certain albums from different regions. Only certain guys. Y'all need to rate non-mainstream artists. That's Lyrical Beast." Okay, well, that's my list. Let me get to Coop's list real quick.
Hold on, I want to say something to both of those. Like, first of all, I want to say everything that I'm saying respectfully about Griselda. No, they've earned the right and have built enough in their underground culture to want to go live and mainstream with it. So I'm not saying it disrespectfully. It's like, oh, well, it doesn't behoove them to fuck with us in their opinion. They're searching for something different. I'm not saying that like in a slight way. I'm saying like they spent a lot of time building something out and they want to see the full fruits of their labors. Like, I can totally understand that and respect that. We are currently in the process of doing the same thing, even though the way that we're going about it might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
To the other side of it, it's like, well, this is what I mean when I say according to hip hop, it's for the people, by the people. We're building things out. And we want to be able to pull up in different regions of the country and know what's going on with the local hip hop scene and know all of these things that you're talking about the non-mainstream artists that are in every area.
Yeah.
Well, the onus is on the people, since according to hip hop, it's for the people and by the people. Will send us stuff. Let us know. We probably real soon gonna be pulling up in different parts of the country. Like, let us know so that we can come in town and talk to the artists in your area who you guys are feeling that really deserve to get put on. Because I mean, Mike, you and I have literally been talking about this since I started working for According to Hip Hop. We want to put the people on that nobody knows about.
Yeah. And I think I was saying this last episode, man. I want to go to the places where hip hop artists traditionally don't make it out of and see what their scene is like, because there's rappers everywhere. And I'm sure that there's different flavors and different types of hip hop all over the place. Like when the Cash Money broke, right, with the Hot Boys and all that. And I only say Cash Money because No Limit kind of had like more of a, Bay Area sound to a certain extent. But a lot of people had never heard that bounce shit. But that shit had been around. It was just, it just took a certain group or collective to bring it to the masses. That stuff is happening everywhere. That type of stuff is happening everywhere. Sometimes, those sounds just don't make it out. And, there's not an outlet that's going to, shine a light on it. I think that there's an opportunity to do that.
No, I mean, how long was Chopped and Screwed getting chopped and screwed before it got to the masses?
Right, exactly. Because on the mainstream level, Flip was the vehicle for a lot of people to hear that stuff.
Hold on, do you remember Ivory we used to work with?
Yeah.
Ivory was from Houston, so to keep in mind, I mean Ivory. This is like 2001. I mean Ivory.
Yeah.
Me and Ivory chilling over Tea House one day, and he like, nigga, I don't listen to it unless it's chopped and screwed. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? He like, I'm from Houston. He's like, I ain't heard nothing that wasn't chopped and screwed, and like, shit. He's like, I don't remember the last time I heard someone chopped and screwed. It need to be chopped and screwed, or I don't fuck with it.
It's different, man. And shit, even the Atlanta that I grew up in, like certain sounds and records, like Kilo Cocaine and, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, it brings out something different in you. I mean, it's like those are your real formative years from your actual city. Now, as the GOAT says, I think Magic should be on the list for 2022. Y'all can't do that because everybody campaigned for it to be in 2021 when it came out. So, we're not going to do that. We're going to leave it where it was because we had that whole debate. We had a whole show about it. I think you were in this too, Nas the GOAT.
Y'all put us to work about that.
Right. Fantasy says, you guys should come to VA. 757, there's so many great artists out here. I believe it. It's something in the water out there, right?
No. I'm from Charlotte. I'm familiar with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already been up there. Yeah, I know y'all well.
38 Species is the best out of Buffalo. What's your best hip-hop albums this year looking like?
much like you, I have No Fear of Time by Black Star at number one.
Okay.
I have Food for Thought by Che Noir, number
Okay.
two. I have Ghetto Gods by Earth Gang at number three.
Okay.
I have No Rest for the Wicked by Ransom at number four.
Okay.
I have Tana Talk 4 at number five.
Ooh. Huh. I got God Don't Make Mistakes is over that.
I went back and listened to Tana Talk 4.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Like, it's not like a world beater by any means. But he's remarkably consistent on this album. It's not really, there's really not any filler on here. Like, I was listening to it, it's like, well, what do you want? Uncle Bun, Busta Brick Nick, Tyson versus Ali, Super Plug, Another 10 Crack Commandments, Johnny P's Caddy, Back 2 Times with Stove, Super Plug. It's like, no, he did his job on there, and the replay value of it is higher than the projects that I have around it, in my opinion, even though I feel Conway's lyrical performance and songwriting is better than Benny's. I feel like the replay value in the songs on Tana Talk 4 are a little bit better than God Don't Make Mistakes, which is why I have God Don't Make Mistakes at number 6.
Okay. Okay, you had me thinking I was way off. So no, you just got Tana Talk. I'm just telling you how
I'm splitting the hairs and why.
Okay.
Because I listen, how about this? I listen to the first 2 songs on God Don't Make Mistakes all the time, and then sometimes it loses me a little bit depending on the mood that I'm in.
I love his perspective on this album. I think he really did something way different than what we thought we were going to get from him.
No, he did, but we need to kind of give Benny a nod for actually delivering the project that we asked him for. We asked him to work with Derringer and Beat Butcher and Alchemist. Well, he did. Yeah. We asked him to give us that street shit. We did. We asked him to rhyme at a high level. Well, he did. That's what I'm saying. The collaborations on here are great. He's great on here. He's not all-time great. He's not the best MC in the game. But where I have the album is probably where I would probably have him somewhere as an MC in the game, which is about 5th.
We're going to get to that, too. Ethan Hill says, Mike is wrong for saying Eminem can't rap over certain beats. Eminem went ham on Don't Front, which is a Black Moon sample that featured Buckshot. Don't remember that. I'm going to go back and check that.
He's right about that, actually.
What?
So
the Don't Front
thing? No. Well, most of what he said was right. He
be can't a little rap hard over
on him sometimes. Like, that's what I mean. It's like, oh, you don't think he can write any of these beats? It's like, oh, I don't know that, Mike. No, I just try to respect. I try to respect the MC of his caliber, and think that, well, there are already certain things that you should be able to do to get to that level.
But he's never done it. That's like me sitting here saying that I think that Andre 3000 can make a great solo rap album. I don't know.
No. That's what I'm saying. No, it's okay to say that you think that. It's also even more okay to say, well, we don't have any evidence.
Well, at this point, man, he's running from Premier Beats. Like, I mean, you from Detroit, you ain't never rhymed over a Dilla track, man. What am I supposed to think? And when
that's the problem.
When Dr. Dre,
that's the problem.
When Dr. Dre is at his height of his production prowess, he has to change up the way his shit sounds to fit your shit. When you're on the Blueprint, you got Just Blaze and Kanye here, and the one song that you're on sounds like a Casio beat and sounds like what you normally rhyme on. What am I supposed to think? He can't get on Heart of the City. He can't get on nothing like that. He's never proven it, and he's been on records where all that stuff is around him, and he avoids it. It is what it is. Unknown Name says Chopped and Screwed started in Miami in the 80s. Never heard that before. Jay Short says, if you two can work with startups, Soca and Griselda. It's true. I mean, again, I don't know what their mission statement is, but all I know is they're here to make dope music, and they do that,
Well, how about this? I'll tell you what, it's like I met somebody affiliated with them, and we traded numbers and information. And I put him on to us and everything. I'm like, no. I was like, we talk about your dudes all the time. I was like, and he was literally letting me know. He's like, well, they about to start doing their rounds and start performing again. You need to be here. You need to be here. You know who I'm talking about too. It's like, well, I reached out to fam and he didn't reach out back. Like, I mean, Mike, I say this respectfully. It's like, I do this and I'm a businessman, but when I'm dealing with certain things, I deal with it like a street dude. It's like, no. I ain't about to sit up there and be the nigga that's calling you and chasing you. I hit fam up once, we had a convo. I hit fam up twice, he ain't hit me back. Nah, we done.
It's cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's cool. It ain't
Again,
even no
like we
static
said
with it.
last episode, see you on the flip side. It's cool.
Right, I see
Everybody
you on the other
working.
side of it. Because here's the reality. No, here's the reality of it. When we had that conversation, Mike, we didn't even have 1,000 followers on YouTube. How many we got now?
Yeah, we're about what 7,300 something subscribers. We want to get that up though. We want to get into the 10,000. So anybody is listening to us right now that hasn't subscribed to the According to Hip Hop YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button now.
And I still want to get them niggas in the whip on the freestyle. What up with it?
Yeah, that'll be dope.
And look, and I'll take my cape off and rhyme too, nigga. I'm a media nigga that'll rhyme with your ass, like, and rhyme with you for real, like on some street shit. So, like, pull up.
That'd be cool, man.
Right.
Ethan Hill says, "Back on Death Row" by Snoop isn't top 10. Huh? Top 10 what? I don't
this
even know
year?
if that's well,
I mean, I haven't finished my list
Oh,
yet.
the album. You know what? I like that album. You know what? I forgot about that album. That was February. I like that album. That was February. You know what? I don't put it ahead of any of these albums. I liked it though. I liked it a lot.
Hold on. How much of that? Hold on. Is that the one that's the compilation?
No.
That's the Snoop record.
Yeah, that's the Snoop album. That's the one with the
Snoop album is nice.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's the one with the Curb Your Enthusiasm joint. Yeah.
Right. Crip Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna go back and listen to that again. Yeah. I'm sitting here looking at the list. All right, you said at 5 you got Tana Talk 4, and at 6 you got God Don't Make Mistakes.
At 7 I got Continuance, Currency and Alchemist.
I guess
at 8 I got It's Almost Dry.
We both had It's Almost Dry at 8.
Oh, you had it at 8 too?
Yep.
Because that's where that shit belongs. All right, cool. Glad we had this talk from my favorite rapper. 9, I got Meth Lab Season 3.
Okay.
And number 10, I got Ramona Park.
I like Ramona Park. I hate that I left
Ramona Park. Ramona Park's a banger. It's his best album.
I like Ramona Park a lot. I think I chose 777 over it and Continuance.
No, I feel you. And you have valid reasons why.
Yeah. LP says no Snoop or Fife. That's just how dense this year is.
So I want people to understand something. When I was doing this, and I don't know how it went for you, Mike, I was able to list 25 albums off the top of my head that came out this year that were quality already.
I was thinking about the KRS album too. It's just so many really good albums that have come out this year so far. I was thinking about the Boldy James.
Yeah. Listen, hold on.
Let's rewind this. Hold on.
Yep, that's right. Yep, I already know. Yep, you already know. I already know what's going down.
So you didn't have Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers in your top 10 albums of 2022 so far.
How can I give it that, Mike, when I don't play it? You feel what I'm saying? That's what I mean about the replay value. It's like all that artistic integrity, all that stuff be fine. But in order for an album to achieve like certain status, you got to do what? Play it.
Hold on. Are you hating on Kendrick a little bit? Because you know what people are going to say. People are going to say you hating on Kendrick Lamar. Are you hating on Kendrick a little bit?
Hold on, Mike. Show me the records that you're playing every day. Because hold on.
I play Silent Hill.
Hold on, listen to what I'm about to say. I can go show you the records on each one of these albums that I have ranked ahead of it that I can play at least like once or twice a day. He don't have it like that. The album is good on a creative and on a writing level. On a hip hop level, it's
you ain't playing N95.
Like I want you to understand what he's done. He's made me look at To Pimp a Butterfly differently for the rest of my life now. Because it's like, if I would have known he was going to make an album like this, it's like I would have never said the things that I said about To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, I want you to understand, the way this album sounds, I feel like a fool for speaking about To Pimp a Butterfly's replay value the way that I have, and I apologize to everybody that I have disrespected, that have felt a certain type of way about me talking about To Pimp a Butterfly, because you want to talk about something that doesn't have some replay value, like this shit make To Pimp a Butterfly look like the purple tape. All right?
Well,
Like
you know
this shit
what?
makes Pimp a Butterfly look exciting, Mike. It makes these walls look like criminology and incarcerated Scarfaces put together. That's how boring this album is.
Well, there is some validity to that to some degree. There was some news that came out earlier this week. They said Kendrick Lamar's "We Cry Together" song set the record for the biggest single season drop off in Hot 100 history, falling 81 spots in 1 week. And you know, we've said that on the show before. I think that obviously not think that. That's attributed to the replay value or the lack thereof of this project. I know that's just one song. This is what I said to you offline. I think that song had no business charting in the first place. I think that's why the drop was so historic, because it's one of those shock value songs where it's like, hey, did you hear that? And if it wasn't a Kendrick Lamar song, let's just be real, it would have never charted in the first place. It charted because of who he was, but who he was wasn't able to keep it there. Let me get to these super chats, and can you hold your thought real quick? I'm gonna get to these super chats real quick. LP says, you know, A2HH is objective because Coop wanted to shoot the fade with Quali and still gave him a 5. LOL, integrity over mainstream pandering. Banker Jones says, everyone lucky that Nas released Magic in 2022. Well, that's true too. All right, what were you about to say, Coop? I'm sorry.
I mean, well, we are objective. I don't like Talib, like at all, not even a little bit. Like,
oh my goodness.
Like I'm funny. I'm a different type of dude. It's like I tell people, like, well, I think more like the rappers do than like the media people do. So it's like, no, nigga, you ain't pulling up on our page and pulling that shit. Like, because I treat that shit like my corner. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I know this nigga did this nigga pull up on my corner and ignore me? It's like, yeah, well, we got a motherfucking problem then. Like, because you don't do that shit. Like, you feel me? That's like me going to Brooklyn and being like, oh, that nigga Talib from here, man, fuck that nigga. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
When you pull up at A2HH, it's like, well, if Mike D or Coop is like talking to you, you should like, talk back. Cause like you on our corner, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do. That ain't got nothing to do with Talib and Mos making my top 10 MC list. And that ain't got nothing to do with Black Star having the album of the year so far.
So you gave him the top 10 rapper too? We're going to get to the rappers list too.
Yeah, I got both of them in my top 10 rapper list. And I got Talib ahead of Mos. That's how unbiased I am. How about that?
No, that's real. And that's, honestly, I put Yasin Bey in there and I didn't put Talib in there, but he was right there. And maybe I'm wrong.
And he better not pull up on our fucking site and do that shit again, even with all this being said.
But
right.
The music is the music, right?
Right.
Okay. So you don't have Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers in your top 10. You think Almost Dry is better than that album?
I don't play it. I think...
I'm going to keep it real with you. I feel the same way about It's Almost Dry. I don't play it. And I feel bad, man, because I love Pusha T. And the
Here's what I was about to say. I would probably have Mr. Morale if I'm going off of what I'm seeing, because it didn't make my top 10. I would probably put it... I'd probably put the Fife at 11. I would probably put the Boldy at 12. And then I would probably pick between the Mr. Morale and the Czarface.
The thing is, man, the Mr. Morale, the writing on there is just so spectacular, and the innovation in many moments is so dope. I had to put it. I got it at number 6.
No, that's Damian cool. But Mike, you understand, we live in a culture where my 9mm goes bang works. Mm-hmm. What's my name works. Made you look works.
You don't like the
I just gave you 3 different.
You thought he should have came harder. And I do agree with the statement, and I think there was 007 that said this. This is not the album you make after a 5-year break. This is the album you make after the album you make after that break. Damian Jones says, are you surprised that BET didn't nominate Nas for Artist of the Year? Not surprised at all. Why would we be surprised?
White people run BET. No, I'm not surprised. Next.
Jordan House says, I don't know if y'all hip, but Mac Hami been releasing an EP series from his site. I haven't been hip to that. He said that's got a lot of my favorite rap stuff this year, especially the second one, Triz Rats. We got to check that out.
I do. Balance Chow and Pray for Haiti made our top 20 list last year.
Yeah, we got. I'm noting that right now.
Mach came into his own last year, and so if he's still been doing product right now, I'm excited to hear that because I feel like he's a better MC on Balance Chow than he is on Pray for Haiti.
Mm-hmm. So help people understand what you have against Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It's just the fact that it's a lack of bangers.
Everything that you said is spot on and correct. That has nothing to do with hip hop. We are called according to hip hop. You're talking about the writing.
That's hip hop.
You're talking about you're talking about, hold on. You know how we talk about literary devices? Well, you're talking about ancillary devices. Let's have a hip hop conversation about the album. Can we have a hip hop conversation about the album? Because the problematic thing would be is that it's hard to have a hip hop conversation about this album. So when an album is hard to have a hip hop conversation about it, how the fuck can it be a top 10 hip hop album in a dense year?
It's very interesting that you take that position, yet you want to say Steph is the top 3 point guard. Well, I'm glad we got to that combo guard thing, but you take such a traditional
and say that he's a combo guard.
Right.
Did. I'm like, well,
you take such a traditional position when it comes to hip hop, but Kendrick couldn't possibly be innovating the genre.
Well, hold on. Steph does some things fundamentally that point guards do. Like Draymond does not bring that ball up the court. Steph does. That's what a point guard is supposed to do.
Yeah.
A point guard typically needs to average over 5 assists. Well, Steph always does that. So he does
that's the criteria? Damn.
Yeah. Five to me would be the buy-in. Because I always remember John Stockton winning assist at 10 and 11, and he was the best assist guy. And so I always looked at it, it's like, well, you need to be able to get at least over 5, like to be in the conversation. Like your average assist person is going to get 6 to 8 assists a game. Think about it. Scottie Pippen's career assist average is like 6.5.
I'm cool with about 6 or 7.
Okay, I'm cool with 6. I mean, Steph still averaged 6 assists for his career, Mike. So, that's what I'm saying. He's checking point guard boxes. How about this? He has the handles of a point guard, doesn't he?
He does.
He looks like over 6 assists like a point. Hold on. He averages over 6 assists like a point guard should. He brings the ball up the court like a point guard should. So he's doing point guard things. All right? Kendrick ain't doing no hip hop things. Ain't no damn Made You Look on here, Mike.
Oh my God, Made You Look. Is that where you're gonna go? Come on, man.
It's too far. Did I go too far? Went too far. Okay.
I think N95 is some hip hop shit, right?
No. We're gonna come back, Mike.
No. He's rap. Let's say this. He's rapping on here now. Now that's one thing that I didn't really expect from this album. I thought it was going to be some singing stuff. I thought it was going to be some damn near tap dancing stuff with the title. But the fact that he's rapping and he's rapping at a very high level, and this is some of the best writing that we've seen in hip hop all year. So I'm not going to say what he's doing is not hip hop.
So listen to what you're saying now. Let's unpack a couple things. First of all, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers didn't make my top 10 album list, but he did make my top 10 MC list.
Okay.
So let's not get it confused.
Okay.
All right. Good. Now, you keep talking about the writing more than you're talking about the MCing. Oh, that's very problematic.
LP says Push and K-Dot both have overhyped albums for what we got.
Got that right.
Pusha's more so than K-Dot's in my opinion.
It's my number 8 and number 12 on my list. They could have both kept them both. You could have kept them both. By a matter of fact, Pusha T could have dropped Brambleton and let the smoker shine the Coop and then disappeared. I would have been cool. All right.
Okay.
I mean that too. I mean that as a fan of his. Because actually, you want to know what? I don't even think It's Almost Dry is better than My Name Is My Name. It's not.
I think that the thing with It's Almost Dry is I think the rollout, for me personally, was so disappointing that it kind of trickled into like the reaction of the album. I feel like I might have felt different about this album if I didn't hear Neck and Wrist when I did. Or if I didn't hear Diet Coke when I did. I think we should have heard that closer to the release of the album. Or if I didn't hear...
Do you know how played out this album has been?
Yeah.
Like, no, listen to what I'm about to say. Me and Asai are in the car about a week and a half ago, and I literally got what I like to call my 3-track It's Almost Dry fix, which is the first 3 tracks, and then I toss it out the window. But Asaya hopped in the car, and you know how sometimes the wireless, the Bluetooth take a while to kick in. And Neck and Wrist came on, and she looked at me. She said, "Oh my God." I said, "What?" She said, "I'm so sick of hearing this." I was like, "This song or the album?" And she looked at me and she looked at me shady. She hit me with the Rock Nation brunch pose, and she said, "All of it, Daddy." She said, "They played all of it too much." And I was like, "Okay." I'm like, "We're done here." I'm like, "We're done with this album here." I'm like, "You know about Bramble?" I was like, "Have you heard Let the Smoker Shine the Coop?" She was like, "Yeah, all the trap boys at school are playing." Like, they're trap boys at your school, live in the fucking suburbs. Like, why are they playing Let the Smoker Shine the Coop? Taking this album off. Cut the album off. Cut the fucking album off.
Well, this is the thing, man. Like, there's been like a super push on this project to the point where it could get played out. Like, I thought we were done with those days. Not to mention that, some of the stuff just got released so, I won't say so early.
She told me, she was like, no, she was like, the music is on TikTok all the time. She's like, I've been listening to his albums for months on TikTok. She's like, everybody's always playing this stuff in the background. She's like, it's this song, it's that song. I was like, all of it?
Yeah.
She's like, all of it. She's like, I've heard all of it. She was like, the open air video. I was like, you've seen the video? Like,
I think
she don't even follow Pusha T.
I think the other part of it, though, man, I think if this stuff was, I hate to say it like this, not submit, then she wouldn't feel like that about it. You know what I mean?
That was their point. No, their point was to get to somebody like my 15-year-old daughter, but they fed her some mid.
Yeah.
And so now I gotta go play grinding.
Because if this was Daytona, we'd be having a whole different conversation.
So I gotta go play grinding, and if you know, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to play What Would Meek Do for my daughter.
Yeah.
They're like, this is what this dope boy shit's supposed to sound like.
Jay Short says, Mike, the fact that Kendrick rapped way more than expected and it still didn't connect on a hip hop level is an indictment.
That's what I'm trying to say.
The raps were secondary.
But Mike, your conversation is alluding to it. You keep speaking to the writing before you're speaking to the MC. And I'm gonna give you an example of how you can be a great MC and have great writing going on. Don't nobody talk about Nas's writing on It Was Written more than the MCing, because the MC's on fire.
You're right. And, I think that, Ghost is one of my favorite MCs, man, personally. And the Kendrick and Ghost collaboration, to me, was underwhelming.
I feel like my first note of that song was Ghost Save the Song.
Yeah.